The very quick last section is things to think about when you're going live. So that SEO checklist is definitely something I would recommend you do. Add your social, add your card details like we've just seen, and set the site live. So when we saw in our settings, site availability, once you've paid your money, you can make it public. And as you're doing that, you can pay for your G Suite. So get your email set up. You can add extra domains. So if you've already got the .com, you could add the .co.uk, the .org, the .net, whatever you want, all those bits and bobs. And that's you sort of going live. Just go back to the deck. And before we ask any questions, here's the plans with Squarespace. Personal plan is 120 quid a year or 13 quid a month. And in that plan, all these things are included. So free custom domain for a year, unlimited storage. So you're not paying a hosting fee on top of this. This is it. This is your fee. You've got all these templates. You've got your metrics. You can have up to 2 contributors on a basic plan, on a personal. You get 24/7 support on everything. There are SEO features built in. All of Squarespace is mobile optimized for free. It's dynamic. It's good. I wouldn't worry about the last 2 plans unless you've got a proper serious high-end store and you're doing a lot of business. I think a business plan will suffice most people. That's 180 quid for a year. So you're saving 30% of the monthly cost. The monthly cost is 21 if you prefer to do that. The addition is you're getting G Suite included. So that's your mail. That's what you need to pay for if you do want to mess around with your CSS. You know, we talked about that code, adding code earlier. You can have as many contributors as you want, which is great. Your analytics get more advanced. You need to go to this if you want a store, but you get 3% transaction fees, which I think the more you pay, the less the transaction fees. And that, I think, is it that I had. So I'll chuck it open for any questions if anybody's got any.
But say, for example, you had a business and it was like you run exercise classes. How can you get people to book through the website?
Yeah, totally. So there, what you would do is you'd use that Acuity scheduling. So if you've ever played with Calendly, same sort of idea, you would kind of say when you're available and you would book those slots. Now, it depends what sort of payment you want to do. Mm-hmm. If you want them to pay and book at the same time, then you'd also have to run a store.
Okay.
And there's a slightly extra fee for the scheduling app, but it's a combination of store and appointment-based thing. But yeah, you can absolutely do that. And so what they're doing is, I think the flow goes something like they're checking out, and as they're checking out, then they pick an appointment.
Okay.
Or like a combination of them, so they're not like messed around. But yeah, you can do that.
Okay, great. Thank you.
No worries. Akil, just before your question, Alison's asked, can you start on one plan and upgrade to the other? Yeah, totally. Anytime. So what they'll do is, if you're running monthly, you can just flip. If you pay for your annual charge after 2.5 months or whatever time period you want, you can stop and change to the other platform. But if you want to go annual, you'll have to pay for a year. But what they'll do is they'll refund you for the package that you paid for. But yeah, absolutely. It's super flexible. You can chop and change with it at any time. Keel, did you want to ask your question?
Yeah, I just wanted to, I don't think people understand that having hosting in the price is good, is helpful at consolidating costs. And so I just want you to run through that and not gloss over it.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so it's a bit like the WordPress thing that we were talking about before. Like if you run Android and you run it on a Sony phone, it doesn't always work as well as Apple software on an Apple phone. So WordPress is the same idea. With WordPress, you're using different bits and plugging it into your WordPress. And then on top of that, you need to go and host it somewhere. And so you need to go and contact somebody else and get it hosted by somebody. And then you get your domain name from somebody else. And so it's all these little extra people you're involving in the chain, which could break down. It's all adding to it. Whereas with Squarespace, if you want it to be, it can be a complete one-stop shop. They can host your domain. They're always hosting your site. That's what you're paying for. And it's a really easy to use platform. And it's got all those bits and bobs I showed you earlier, and it's all within it. And so, yeah, it's just so more robust, and you're taking any chance of those sort of broken links out of the chain. question from Viv, with a business plan, do you only get one email address or can you get more than one? For example, press at, bookings at, you can, but you have to pay. And so, for example, I've got mark at 6mileshigh.com. As I was saying, my partner, Michaela, she's helping out and she's got a full-time job at Google. So she doesn't want Michaela, but we added on info and she does some stuff using info at 6mileshigh.com. And we had to just pay 55 quid a year for that. But the thing is, after your first year, you're going to have to pay for your original address anyway. £55 per email per year. Yeah. So I'm aware that there's potentially way cheaper ways of doing that. The reason I like it is because, again, it's all integrated. And with G Suite, you're not just getting email, you're getting access to their whole bundle of things. And you can start to sort of, there's like plenty of little companies run off of G Suite. So like if there's 5 or 6 of you, you can chuck everybody on G Suite and then you can have like a shared drive and shared documents and shared templates and all of that sort of good stuff. That's why.
So Mark, would you mind just dropping your email in the chat so people might reach you?
Okay.
Yeah. It's all on there. Hold on. There we go. That's for my business.
I also want to let you all know about, we're going to do a partnership offering with 6 Miles High to get some Black businesses online. So I know that Black businesses have been struggling to get online. I know that it's a contention point. And so we're going to be doing something with Mark where there's going to be a small deal where, for, I don't know how much it is, Mark. Can you remind us of the deal? Where we can get people like one-page websites directly upfront online real fast.
Yeah, so it's to that point, to Akil's point, it's really sort of quite a simple website, but it gets you a nice presence on the website, and then you can go on to edit it and build it yourself. I've done a few of these for people, and so imagine instead of having 5 pages, it's 5 different sections all on one big page where you can scroll down it, and you get your domain name all sorted up there. And that's £450 to get you like a sort of simple web presence. And we'll just do as many of those as we can. So it's what we call a one-page scrolling website. So instead of having 5 or 6 pages, you are limited to 1 page. But within that 1 page, you can have multiple sections. So you can have your about bit, you can have your contact details, your events, your location, all of that, all in like a one big page website, which you see quite a lot of on the web. And it's like an entry-level offer, and we can offer that for £450.